A great big spicy hello to each and every one of you. Hey, today's Tuesday. You know what Tuesday is? It's Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. We're here every Tuesday, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on RMConair.com. Guess what? Next week, not only will we be here broadcasting live, but I want you to make a note of this. We're going to be on spicybusinesstalk.com, you streaming live. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we want you to join us and continue to support us, and we really appreciate your support. So just so you know our digits, if you want to call in today, and we really would love to hear from you, please call us at area code 323-965-1600. Again, that call-in number is 323-965-1600. And as you know, we have conversations about what everybody wants. Yes, and we have the who's who in the seat. And the seat, you remember, it's an acronym for the best speakers, entrepreneurs, executives, authors, and thought leaders. And today, we have one of the most amazing couples here that do exactly what you hear me say every week on this show. I serve. My whole aura is about service. And when you meet these two, you'll see why I'm so connected to them. They are all about service. Today, we're going to be talking about how we can help our veterans. And Tova Barbour and Sterling Barbour are here, and we're just going to have a great conversation. It's like we're going to be talking to friends during lunch, but we don't have to have the calories. So let me tell you a little bit about Tova. She's the president. She is the beautiful president of this veterans organization. Can you stand it? But, you know, there's so many military women and so many veteran women. So I just lift her up. She is so amazing. So she's the president of the Veterans Advocacy Group of America. And we're going to be talking all about the group, how we can help veterans, an event that is an amazing event coming up this Saturday, August 2nd. We'll talk to you a little bit more about that, too. And her husband, Sterling Barbour, is the vice president. What a couple. What an amazing couple. So I want to get right into them. First, I want you to meet Sterling. He's the vice president of this wonderful organization called the Veterans Advocacy Group of America. So Sterling, welcome to Diana's Spicy Business Talk. I'm so glad to have you here. Yes,
I'm
yes.
glad to be here.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting us. I mean, it's very important for us to be here, to spread our word and talk about our veterans because they need our help and our assistance.
Do.
Yes.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your background. I know that you have a great leadership background.
Yes.
You've been, you know, in corporate. You've been a lot of different kind of roles, and you've been a veteran yourself.
Yeah. Well, my background is, of course, I was in the Army.
Okay.
I served in the 70s. I came out as a sergeant. I was a communication sergeant for the Army. From then, I went in with top positions with Trans World Airlines, if you remember them. TWA.
Hey, I remember.
Them, and then from there, I got into the pest control industry, in which I was vice president of sales and marketing for Fortune 100 companies like Orkin Pest Control, Terminix Pest Control, and now I'm going to launch my own pest control company.
How cool.
And the great news about it is called Revolution Pest Solutions. And
I love that.
And 50% of our employees will be veterans. That's a commitment that myself and our board has made.
Cool.
Instead of talking about it, we're going to be about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to train our veterans. One thing about pest control, pests been around for millions of years.
I think they'll be around for
so they're not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
So why not give our veterans a career? I've been doing this for 25 years, and it's really taking care of myself and my wife.
Step up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Not just talk about it, but step up and do it.
That's right.
Bold you are. Congratulations.
Yes. So we're excited.
Yes, thank you. And Tova, tell us a little bit about your background. I know, every time I talk to Tova, I'm getting ready to go to Japan. I'm getting ready to get on a plane. This lady is a jet setter. Tell us a little bit about your background, Tova.
Well, hi, Diana.
Hi, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I can't thank you enough for that wonderful introduction. You make someone feel so warm and welcomed here at your radio station.
And you are.
What we're doing is an important mission that we're here to provide veterans a service and a voice. We're here to fight for our veterans to make sure that they have the benefit and resources that they need to transition back into civilian life.
Yes.
So that's what we're here for. And I've been an international flight attendant for 30 years, traveling the globe.
An international flight attendant. So
Yes.
where do you go? You go to Japan mostly?
Yeah, mostly now Japan. I've been to Europe when I was based in New York, but I've been out here going to Japan mostly, all over Asia.
Great. Mm-hmm. And you are the president of this amazing, awesome organization that is full of service and leadership to veterans.
Yes, I am, but I have a very strong support system. You know how they say behind every good man there's a good woman. We're behind every good woman, like me, myself, and yourself. There is a good man and a great team. We have a great team and great supporters. And sponsors.
And I feel so connected to this cause. So I just really appreciate the opportunity to be involved and to really help get the word out about how we can help our veterans.
Yes.
And let's talk a little bit about when veterans come home, and this is just kind of us talking. It's just like we're having lunch today.
Yes.
So when veterans come back, what are some of the issues that they have to deal with as a result of getting out? They've been maybe in the service or the Army or whatever status for 2 to 4 years.
Yes.
What's the average? Is that about right?
2 to 4 years, unless they were as we call, lifer, meaning that's someone that made it a career to be in the service. But there's still a transition from the military service to actual civilian life. Mm-hmm. And that's some of the things that we do, and we work with other nonprofit organizations, collaborate with them because, you can do but so much.
Right.
But if you work together, like Tova said, as a team, you can accomplish a lot more.
Right.
But like you said earlier, the transition, well, just think if the military person was in battle, in combat.
Yes.
Now he's coming back and there's no combat and no battle. But in your mind, what you've been going through for one tour, which is 10 months to a year, or 2 tours, you got that transition. You got that in your mind.
Yes.
And that's why our veterans coming back today, if you look at statistics, 3 out of 5 veterans has stress, post-traumatic stress.
That is the main adjective to describe veterans
PDS.
That I hear. Mm-hmm. Stress.
Yes. And that's
post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Post-traumatic stress syndrome.
There's not been a time in history where it's such an overwhelming need for assistance. And that is really what we try to provide them with, the health care benefits, the housing benefit, the resources, the job opportunities. And Skanska, California Edison, Metro, they're all great supporters of us and providing jobs.
That's a good point you make. So you have some great corporate supporters. Skanska has contracts in the Los Angeles and all over California, probably all over the nation, knowing Skanska,
all over the
for
world.
construction, for projects, for building, and for the Metro Rail. Tell us a little bit about how you're working with Skanska.
Well, we're working with Skanska. They are a major partner of our organization, and we've been very fortunate that the Veterans Advocacy Group of America has been selected by Skanska to be their nonprofit company.
Yay, Skanska!
So that's big.
Congratulations. Everybody give Skanska a shout out. You guys deserve it.
And George Hannibal,
George
Hannibal,
give
he's
George a shout out too.
the EEO officer, which is responsible for the West, and that covers, Northern California, Seattle, Denver, New Mexico, Phoenix, and Hawaii. And Skanska has just been so fortunate is that they've been awarded within the past 60 days $3.8 billion in construction contracts.
Huge.
Which means
that's
huge. But the good news means that there are opportunities for veterans
today
for
veterans to get hired.
And Skanska is putting a strong image that they are going out to hire veterans. They are using our veteran organization to help find veterans, in which we can send them to Skanska, and they will, of course, and every job is always based on best fit.
Yes.
But at the same time, to get an opportunity to get in the door and not just get on the internet and fill it out, but get a voice, then you can sell yourself.
Right.
You can sell yourself. And we just feel so fortunate again that that's their mission, is to support our veterans, and at the same time is to offer opportunities in the Los Angeles County, which this is where we are.
That's where we are.
Yes.
And that's where so many of our veterans are. So congratulations, Skanska, again, and George Hannibal. You guys really deserve a huge celebration.
Yeah.
Because yes, everybody. So, one thing I want to really stress is that, what you just said is that these jobs are available now.
Yes.
And when you think about, we're going to get into, after our first break, we're going to get into the top jobs. I've got a list of the top 20 jobs for veterans. Well, I give you all 20, but I'll give you a good amount of the top jobs for veterans. Yes. And Skanska is right in the middle of that, construction jobs. And Skanska is a company where I believe they most of their organization is construction.
Yeah,
right?
well, Skanska is the sixth largest construction company in the world. They're based in Switzerland, but they worldwide.
Yes.
And they just been fortunate that they have been winning a lot of major contracts, not just today, but in the past as well. But they're
a good organization.
Yeah, they're a great organization.
Have great people.
Yes,
they do.
And the good thing is they believe in veterans, and they believe in our organization.
Yes, they do.
That makes us feel great.
That's a great thing. That's
Yes.
a great thing. And when you talk about the sixth largest construction company, they are large, and they have large jobs. They have jobs that are all across the map, administrative job, project management jobs, they have construction jobs, they have leadership jobs, so, they're huge.
And that's the good news about it. A lot of people think of construction as just in laborers, but that's not
point.
That's not true.
Good point.
I mean, yes, they have it, but in order to build something major, they're going to tunnel under the skyscrapers downtown L.A., you got to have engineers, like you said earlier, project managers, heavy equipment operators. You got to have people to run the organization.
That's
you got to have compliance officers. Yes. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but that's just telling everybody that there are opportunities.
Absolutely.
And opportunities today.
today, and not 3 months from now, today. So we want you to understand that today is the day that you really need to take action. And we're going to be right back. You're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Radio, and today we're talking with two of the most important thought leaders in their industry, and that's Tova Barbour and Sterling Barbour. And we'll be right back on Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. Stay with us. Hi, this is Diana Price, CEO of Diana Price and Associates and host of Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. We're here every Tuesday at 12 noon on RMConlive.com. That's Pacific Standard Time. Do you have any challenges that you need to unwrap? Any leadership challenges? Anything that is confronting your comfort zone? Because when you tackle your comfort zone, when you change your language, you're going to be a lot more successful with your sales. You'll have better interactions with your customers, your employees. Everything around you will start getting better results. And that's what we do here. We welcome the who's who of the seat on Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. Speakers, entrepreneurs, authors, and thought leaders. So we want you to join us and call us for a strategy session, a free strategy session, so we can figure out what your sizzle assessment is and if you are becoming the influential leader and business professional that you need to become. Email us at dianapriceassociates.com, and we'll see you next week on the show every Tuesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. See you on the other side. Welcome back. We're talking today about veterans. When's the last time you high-fived a veteran? When's the last time you said, hey, thank you for all the service you've done for me and for this country? You know, that's what we have to do. We have to show them how much they mean to us, because our veterans, some of them are having a really hard time. Some of them aren't. But I was talking to a couple friends of mine that are veterans that happen to be, you know, on my LinkedIn and happen to be you know, in business and in different kind of. And one of the things she told me, she says, you know, sometimes she's talking about herself. She's a lady veteran. She was in the military. She says, sometimes we have a problem with commitment. It's hard for us to make a commitment. We just don't want to commit. And she says, I apologize for all of us. She made me laugh. She says, I apologize for all of us because sometimes it's that way. Well, we're going to transition into, you know, not only how we can help those veterans, but what companies right now is supporting the Veterans Advocacy Group of America. So welcome back. We're going to be talking to Tova. And Tova, tell me, I just love you, Tova. You're so awesome. You're just so awesome. And you have these veterans, you know, as on the top of your list as a service modality. So tell me who's helping you serve the veterans. What corporations are you guys linked with right now? As
we discussed before the break, it was Skanska.
Okay.
Is our major supporter, who's one of the biggest, largest construction companies in the world. And they support us a great deal. We have Metro. Mm-hmm. We have Southern California Edison. Mm-hmm. We have Kiewit, who's doing the construction on the 405.
Okay. Kiewit.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we have PV Jobs that supports us.
PV Jobs.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And
you know, we have not only are we looking at construction jobs for our veterans, but we have a vast majority of other little small sponsors that have jobs that's available now. that we feel that is a great connection with our organization. It's always good to have the big companies, but we look at every company that has opportunities. Like, for example, in our job fair, we don't want our veterans just to come to a job fair where there's a bunch of big-name companies, and the first thing they tell a veteran to do is go on their website.
Right.
Oh, isn't that the worst turnoff, Sterling?
That is.
It's the worst turnoff.
You know, we want companies that's going to have their HR, have people there that when they see a veteran, you know, they're going to say to a veteran, of course you got to go on their website, but, you know, they're going to say to a veteran, if they have the best fit, you know, are you available Thursday or Friday, or what's your schedule look like Monday?
So we can talk a little bit more.
So we can talk. Yeah. Or they can say, our event, we believe in a small event because it's more powerful.
Yeah.
The veteran and employer can have a better one-on-one.
You can connect better.
You can connect.
They can interact.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also have rooms that's set up that if a employer do see someone, they can take them to the side and do a one-on-one interview. And that's why it's so important for the veterans to come prepared.
Yeah.
You know, look the part, have your resume, and be prepared to talk to someone because we telling our employees, talk to the veterans.
Yeah.
You know, make them feel.
Help them.
Help them, yes.
And it was great because you and I, we were having a conversation the other day about what kind of skills, because veterans have so many business skills that transfer into the work environment very, very easily. Weren't we talking about that? We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, and on the last show that we talked about, number one, veterans are going to bring you to the table. You know, they used to, getting up early.
Yes.
They used to being on time.
Getting up early, being on time already.
And to give me a task and I'll complete the task. They understand that. That's what they have been trained to do. Is to complete a task. And that's just like a job. So they can take those skills and put it into the whatever job that's available based on their training. And most veterans have jobs prior to going into the service. So now they can have their military service as well as their civilian training prior to the military, and put all that together, all those ingredients, and make something.
Yes.
And make something.
And the great thing about your organization is that you guys have that firsthand experience. You know what they need. And sometimes it does take a little bit of training. It does take a little bit of nurturing. It does take someone to say, here are your gifts and talents.
Right.
Okay? This is how these gifts and talents can be transferred into the workplace. Let's talk about how you can hone those skills before and what you can say in some talk tracks. And those are the kind of things that I love, because I do that for entrepreneurs. I teach them how to use their thoughts, all of the powerful things that they already know, you know, to create products, to create a service, and to really make profits from that. So the same thing with veterans.
It's the exact same
It's
thing.
exactly the same thing.
You know, I remember in my executive position in sales, and when I saw a salesman that had good qualities, but he might not have the experience, what I used to do is say, look, what you need to do is in the next 8 months to 12 months, get some experience doing this, or get some experience doing this in the next year, but come back to me. But right now, you need this type of experience. So when you apply for this position, not only will you be qualified, but you have prior experience. So, you know, that's what, like you said, an employer, if you don't hire someone, you can still give them advice. You can still help them out. And even if you have, you know, a lot of like companies, you know, they have various positions. So that's why we want companies to come out and don't have one or two positions, have various positions, so you can kind of look at the veteran and, you know, maybe it's an admin, or maybe it's a sales, or maybe it's a management position, or whatever. Let's try to put our veterans in those positions and develop them. That's the key. You know,
we all need development.
We all need development.
It's so true. If we're not developing ourselves, you know, we're moving that way. We're moving that way, and that's not the best way to be.
You always have to develop yourself,
absolutely.
no matter
now,
what.
You were telling me, Tova, that there was originally, some potentially some airport retail people that were going to be providing job opportunities at the event as well. Is that still the case?
Yes. Los Angeles World Airports actually has a portal, but they're going to be there at the event, which we're going to discuss later, offering job opportunities over the entire airport.
Can
all
you
the positions at the Los Angeles
airport has I don't know about a million. They have a bunch of job opportunities. What do they have? They have restaurants all over the place that they charge a whole lot of money for before you get on the plane.
Positions. They have maintenance positions.
They have retail
all
stores. They have concession. They have, like you said, maintenance position, facility management.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then you have the airlines too.
And you have oh my God!
Yes.
And daily we get those jobs into us.
So this is
really
exciting.
Really need jobs.
This is really exciting. You've got construction. You've got airport. You've got Southern California Edison.
We have Metro. We got Kiewit.
You've got on and on.
Skanska,
Small people.
Skanska.
This is fabulous news for veterans. So if any of you guys know veterans that are looking to be in the job world, looking for some good jobs, not looking for some, I could say something but I won't, but looking for some really good paying jobs, please let them know about this event that we are just about to talk about. But before we talk about the event, I want you guys to really get pumped up because I want you guys to be there. So before we talk about the event, I want to ask you guys a couple things about what kind of momentum, what kind of team do you have helping you with all of this great First of all, did you tell us it's a nonprofit and how it started? Tell me about the nonprofit first.
It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization where we get donations in, and we actually could use donations at any given time to help us keep this momentum going and helping us make a difference. So we look forward to
When was it started, the 501c3?
We started in 2000.
In 2000. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've been around the block. You've been around a minute. Good for you.
Yes.
Awesome.
And as our veterans organization, we really came strong in our veterans organization in 2010. And again, the reason why, if you don't mind me saying this,
no, of course I don't.
It's because of my brother. My brother was a veteran also. Yeah. He was 100% disabled, and he became ill and had to go to VA. And we saw the opportunities that veterans go through, and we visit my brother, 3 times a day for 7 months at the VA.
Wow.
And we became an advocate for other veterans because we just felt that they wasn't getting the proper assistance that they needed.
Really? Even at the VA?
Even at the VA,
Wow.
They have some opportunities as well as other organizations, but we felt that the veterans needed an assistance.
Yeah.
So Tova and I, we became an advocate, helping my brother transition, and we felt that we needed to do this because my brother went from 100% able to 100% disabled because of the military.
Okay.
So
this is after he came back.
After he came back, yes.
So when he left the military, he was 100% disabled.
Yes. Because of Vietnam, Agent Orange, and all that stuff,
So now most of these guys that are 100% disabled, can they still work? What can they do? Are they?
It depends what kind. It's based on your medical condition, whether it's physically or mentally. It just depends. And the military has it from 10% to 100%. Okay. So it's a graduating scale.
Got it.
And it just depends upon where you are.
Yeah, what the disabilities
and what the disability is.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's up to them if they want to work. They could possibly work, or maybe sometimes the doctor says it's better you don't work. I guess, like you said, it's an individual. It's an individual case. Yeah.
Well, and again, there's a new legislation I call Title VII. Because, just because you have a disability, it doesn't mean that you can't work. But it means the Title VII legislation means that if you have a disability, companies can't not say that you can't work for them. And under Title VII, now companies have to hire individuals with disabilities.
Yes.
And they have to report that data.
Absolutely.
So it gives
You're
people a
absolutely
chance to, having a disability, nobody wants to be on welfare. Nobody
Right.
wants to feel that I need help. People
Right.
want to help
People
themselves.
want to help
Right.
themselves.
So
And
that's a great way
And
that people can help.
I see so much of that now, and it's just a pleasure. And that's why, for me, it's so gratifying to serve. It's so gratifying to give back because I find when people say, "Oh, I want to do this," and I don't know how to do it. So one of the things that we provide in our show is a lot of business opportunities,
Yes.
things that you can do, things that you can just take advantage of, and we bring a lot of people on to give really rich content. So it's really wonderful and gratifying to see how you're serving those veterans.
Yes.
Because my philosophy is if you help someone else, if you serve someone else, you're going to really get it back. You're going to
Yes.
get it back twofold, threefold, tenfold.
Yes.
So it's just a pleasure. So
Yeah.
we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about the event. I'm really excited about talking about the event. The event's coming up on August 2nd, so stay tuned, and we're going to talk. We're going to tell you all the goodies that are going to be at the event, so you got to be there.
That's right.
But
Be there.
we'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Catherine Arnold, and I am an entertainment expert and consultant. And I just finished my interview with Diana Price of Spicy Business Talk with Diana, which was fantastic. And my experience with Diana was great, and I think one of the best things about it is Diana is very fluid, and she's very positive, and she really inspired me to be very comfortable here in the studio. As you can see, it's not only radio, but we're on camera. And I had a great time, and the conversation went from business experience to personal growth experience, because as we were talking about, personal growth is so important as a business person, especially as an entrepreneur. And Diana's breadth of knowledge about the entertainment industry and about being an expert witness was evident. She'd done her homework, and she had done her research, and her crew here was fantastic. And overall, I had a really great time, and if you want to check out more about what Diana does, I think you should check out her show and also go to her website, because she is just phenomenal. We've become fast friends, and I look forward to coming back and doing another show on Spicy Talk Radio. And again, my name is Catherine Arnold. I am an award-winning producer and director, and my website is theentertainmentexpert.com. Thank you very much.
Hey, welcome back. This is Diana Price, and you're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio, where we have the who's who of speakers, entrepreneurs, executives, authors, and thought leaders right here in our seat. And we have those people here today. But before we talk about the event, I know you're waiting for this event. Before we talk about the event, which is this Saturday, August 2nd, I want to tell you really quickly about hiring our vets and some of the jobs. All the jobs that they have. There's a list of jobs that are really, really cool for vets. So all of these sponsors, when you get ready to talk about the event, all these sponsors, all these people are going to be here, will probably do have at least some of these jobs. So tell me if you know. I'm going to give you an idea about what the starting salaries or the average salaries are. So some of the jobs, one job is an IT specialist. So an IT specialist, you know what that is. They maintain the software systems and things like that. So all large company have these kinds of jobs. So just to figure out if they have it this weekend. Another, and by the way, average, so you know how averages are, highs and lows, but the average pay for a software and an IT specialist is in the range of $70,000. Okay, that's a year. So an operations manager, meaning there's a plant, warehouse, facility. Now, this doesn't mean that each and every one of these jobs are going to be that. I'm giving you the averages. So the average for an operations manager is $90,000. Go figure. That's pretty. That's a good start. Engineer, listen to this. An engineer, they're the brains behind the product, the manufacturing. They're the brains behind just about everything. Just like the engineer here, Chris, he's the brains behind everything. So an engineer, they make approximately $85,000 now. Again, you're going to find that this number varies because this is an average. It could be lower and it could be much higher. Customer service, now that's my racket. When you treat people right, they will absolutely adore you for it. So customer service managers and representatives, it depends, and that could start in the realm of $55,000, $60,000 a year. But that's when you help build relationships, and that's what veterans are all about, and that's what we're all about, helping you build relationships. Just a few more, and then we're going to talk about the event. There's manufacturing technicians. These are the hot jobs for veterans, okay? That's how I titled this, the hot jobs for veterans. Manufacturing technicians, they maintain like high-tech equipment. And then a business administrator. Now, if any of you guys have, a degree or education in business, that is what it's all about. So a business administrator, meaning that you could just kind of move up, like Sterling was saying, he used to be a senior executive in these companies, $101,000 on average. Sales rep, you can make as much as you want, but generally an average is about $56,000. Financial service professionals in the $87,000 range, pretty cool. Now, some people don't like all that kind of stuff. So there's also drivers. There's heavy truck delivery stuff. So what I'm saying, that there's the entire gamut of jobs that you can potentially find right here. Well, you will find a lot of them this weekend. So now let's talk about August 2nd. Let's talk about what we've been trying to talk about all show, and that's August 2nd, the Veterans Economic Summit.
Yes.
All right, let's go. Let's go. We're ready. First of all, when is it? Where is it? But before, when is it? Where is it? Yeah. When is it? Where is it? And then all the stuff that you guys are doing. It's so exciting. You guys have so much stuff you're doing.
We're here, and we're anxious to let everyone know that it's the second Veterans Economic Summit and the third annual book bag drive. It's going to be August 2nd, this Saturday, from 10 to 2.
10 to 2.
It's going to be at One Generation on 17400 Victory Boulevard. That's in Van Nuys, California, in the San Fernando Valley.
Okay.
And
that's not far.
No, it's
just
not
hop,
far.
skip, and a jump.
No, it's just over the hill.
Right.
Yeah, and then we're offering
30-minute drive.
About 30-minute drives.
That's how long it took us to get here today.
Yeah, and we're offering job opportunities. We're going to have employer interviews there. We're going to have keynote speakers, life skills training workshops, and raffle prizes and a little entertainment and a few surprises.
I love it. That's a great lineup. So life skills, that piqued my interest. The life skills training workshop. Elaborate. What's that all about?
Okay, in life skills training, I believe that when veteran wants more than a job fair.
Yes.
I believe that we need to give them some life skills training, something that's going to make them better.
Yes.
One of our life skills is going to be how to transition from military to civilian life. Another one is how to prepare yourself for job interviews. Making sure you have a resume.
These are really good.
Some strong questions to ask about the company. When you go for an interview, you should always go on the internet and look up that company. So when you're talking to someone, you know about that company. And like you said, being prepared.
Yes.
Then we have some other skills that just kind of some group experience because, we want to get the veterans to interact with each other.
That's
so that's what we're going to do this coming Saturday.
You're building a fabulous community at this event. That is great. So the life skills are really exciting.
That's important.
It's really exciting because you are helping them put their resume together.
Yes.
You're helping them really understand how to talk, how to interview, what questions to ask, how to prepare themselves.
Yes.
And how to really get a good transition from where they were to where they really want to be. So very cool.
Yeah. And we also going to have a motivational speaker because, in the morning you got to be pumped up.
You got to be pumped
We're going to have somebody there to get everybody started. And then we're going to have, she's also going to do a takeaway at the end of the day.
Great.
In the closing remark. Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
You talk about opportunities and solutions, but you got to talk
right.
about what's the next step.
That's
correct.
right.
And you always got to be uplifted. You always
Yes.
got to be positive,
Right.
and you got to have that smile, like you say,
Yeah.
because that's what people want
That's
to be. They
right.
want to be around people that has energy.
Absolutely.
Because energy is important.
I don't want those energy suckers. I don't want those in my life. You know what we do with those? We eject.
Yeah. But you know, one great thing. I'm sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was going to bring up the book bag drive also.
Oh yes, that's
Five-
interesting. Book bag.
500 book bags full of supplies for kids of veterans, and we're going to give them away, and we're asking that they come with their parents,
With their
and,
kids, their families, their
and they're going to
Awesome.
be there, and we just want to just give them out. And just
So the book
kids-
bag. What's the book bag? I mean, what's in the book? I mean,
It's a backpack.
It's a bag. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the backpack.
It's a backpack full of books. No.
full of supplies.
Full of
Supplies.
Like we got pencils, papers, crayons.
Nice.
We have calculators.
Isn't that
All
fabulous?
the supplies they need
Did
to
you guys
get
hear that?
started.
A book bag.
Yes.
Full of pencils, paper, supplies.
Pins.
Rulers.
Rulers.
Book covers.
So the kids need to be there. The kids love that stuff.
Yeah.
The adults do too.
Yeah. But you know, the key for our kids is we want to make sure they prepared. When they go to school, you know, we take for granted a pencil or a pen,
Yes,
paper.
we do.
take that for granted. But if a veteran is having an opportunity, you know, book bags are expensive.
Yeah.
So, you know, to go back to school, you got to buy this, you got to buy that. We just trying to help them on one way is to give the kids the tools they need to
Right.
go to school
Right.
and learn. And we got some great backpacks. Tova picked out some pretty
Did you?
colors, not
You
just
know
one
it.
color.
Tova picked him out.
Yeah,
No,
we got a variety of colors.
We have camouflage too. And, you know, ones that look like real military bags.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we have a wide variety of book bags. 500 of them.
500
So we got
book bags.
500. So
Okay.
the first
500
500
people that are
So,
there.
you
That's
know,
what
don't
you
be
guys,
501.
That's right.
Be between 1 and 500.
So you hear that? That's an incentive to be there
And
at
with-
10
and-
o'clock.
And with California Edison being one of our sponsors, we're giving away a $500 scholarship.
Say that again?
A $500 scholarship for
Great.
students that are involved with the STEM program. And the STEM is Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math program.
Okay.
If you go to our website, there's more information on it on how they can apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So students have to be involved in the STEM program.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And can they apply on your website? They have to apply before because you're giving away at the events. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So
They can
the
go to our
deadline is
website and-
Friday.
Oh, that's what I was going to. Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, Tova.
Yeah, just go to our website, www.vega.us, and
Okay.
all the information to apply for that scholarship is there.
Is there a certain tab that they need to go to apply to the scholarship on the website?
They need to go to the features and media downloads.
Okay.
And you'll see our scholarship. All they have to do is print it off, fill out the application. You have
Got
to
it.
do a resume.
Okay.
And then you have to either email it or mail it back to us.
Okay.
And the address and our email, everything is
Okay.
on our site.
So what was that website again? VAGA.US.
GA.us.
VAGA.us. Can you put that up on the screen? www.vaga.us.
US.
Awesome.
Acronym for Veterans Advocacy Group of America.
VAGA, Veterans
Vega.
Advocacy Group of America. Very good name. I like that name.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so you've got some exciting things going on. So you're starting at 10 o'clock with a motivational speaker. You're going to have
We're going to have the color guards there.
the color guards.
Yes.
Yay.
Kind of present the colors.
Neat.
Yes, and we'll be having like I said, guest speakers. Congressman's going to be there,
Uh-huh.
and then after the motivational speaker, we're also going to have some inspirational dancers, and then of course the job opportunities.
Yeah, that's huge. So it's the kind of environment where not only will you learn, will you have an opportunity to make some money, to get a career going. You can get some inspiration going. You can do a lot of you can network.
You can network.
You can go from you might even get double job offers. If
Yeah.
you play your cards right.
Yes, they're going to be there.
Yeah,
you can
they're
get
gonna
lunch.
be there.
There.
And you can get lunch.
You can get lunch.
Oh, you can get lunch too. How cool is that?
Yes.
So, This is going to be in Van Nuys.
Yes.
In Van Nuys, it's called One Generation.
It's called One Generation at 17400 Victory Boulevard, Van Nuys, California, and 91406. And if there's any questions or you need any directions, please do give us a call at 1-800-478-1927.
The most important thing is to be there.
That's right.
Be bold and be there.
Yes.
If you have to get up early and take and support the Metro because they're going to be there. I mean, the Metro, I think, is pretty clear shot to
Oh,
Van
yes.
Nuys.
It's real easy to get there. So it's right off the Orange Line, so it'll be no problem whatsoever.
Awesome.
And one thing I would like to say is that, a lot of times, people feel that, if they have, a lot of these companies now, if you made a mistake in life, whether it's a misdemeanor or something else, companies now, if you're a veteran, is going to help you and waive that. And there are organizations that can help you that work through us. So don't just be home and say, I made a mistake in life and I'm not coming out.
Right.
Nobody wants me. Everybody has a second chance.
Yes.
So I want our veterans to understand.
Great
come
that you
out
said that.
and talk about it.
Yes.
And we are here to help you.
Oh,
Don't just sit at
thank
home.
you.
Don't just sit at home.
That's a very important message.
Yes.
Very important message. And with that, we are going to be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have some more spicy conversation with Tova and Sterling about how we can continue to support and get our veterans hired. You're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. We'll be right back.
Hi, fans and tribes. Deborah Ferris here, a.k.a. Miss LinkedIn. I just did the book, LinkedIn for College Students. And I got to tell you, this was the most extraordinary opportunity that I've ever had. And if you know Spicy Business Talk, it's Diana Price. Oh, my goodness. She makes it so easy, so breezy. And I feel like she put me on the throne. And really, in my opinion, she's the queen of radio talk. Again, you got to hear it. It's Spicy Business Talk, Diana Price.
Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy.
Hello, this is Diana Price. Welcome back. And you're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio right here on www.rmconair.com. Remember, next week we're going to be broadcasting from RMC On Air and from spicybusinesstalk.com. We are going to be streaming live, so we want to see your face. You probably see our faces, but I don't think you can see our face. But we want to make sure that you know that we're there. And always call in. Call in at 323-965-1600 because we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And if you have any questions or if you want to leave us, we're always collecting spicy recipes, your spicy dish. So go to our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/spicybusinesstalk. So, leave us a message, leave us a comment, and if you have a favorite spicy dish, please post it in Spicy Business Talk on Facebook. We appreciate that. So, we're going to talk. We're talking about the hardships. We're talking about the events, but now we're going to talk about the hardships that veterans have been facing and why it's so important that we support them, all of us. I mean, even if you're not a veteran, if you know a veteran, if you know someone that knows a veteran, first of all, we want you to tell them about this free event. This event is costing a lot of money to put it on, and it's free to veterans because we want to lift them up. They deserve to be lifted up. So if you know a veteran, let them know because, I was reading, about what hardships and what veterans have to face. We don't have to face those kinds of things. We have other issues, yes. Hardships don't really care where they hit and who they hit, but veterans really have a different set of issues. So when we can, it's our job to help them. And Sterling and Tova, I want to just kind of wrap the whole session up by talking about what kind of hardships veterans face and what the difference of hardships between female veterans and male veterans.
Okay. Well, let's just talk about some of the hardships. And then, I always like to end it with a positive because there's a lot of great things now that's available to veterans. That's why we want them to come out this week to learn about the great opportunities that they have. The number one hardship, that veteran has is the number one unemployed. If you look at the unemployment in veterans, they are the highest.
That's too bad.
If you look at the number one homeless, it's veterans. If you look at suicide rates, veterans are the highest.
Wow.
I mean, veteran has all of the statistics that makes things look rough for them. And what we believe in, if the veteran is having that, whether it's a male or a female, if they having kids, what are they going through? Yeah. Now, one thing great is that President Obama, his wife, Michelle, was in town last week.
Yes. And you guys went to say hello to Michelle, didn't you?
We did. But the great news is that veteran homeless, by 2015, they saying that L.A. has the largest homeless rate in the country. They saying by 2015, there will be no veteran homeless. There are Proposition 4041 is $350 million set aside to build housing for veterans. The Los Angeles market,
that is great.
has over $50 million that's set aside
for veterans.
Housing. So there are a lot of great programs that veterans now can really go out there and get the assistance. And it's not charity. Our veterans wrote a blank check for our country. So they deserve the best.
They do.
So
and they deserve
don't think
support.
about anybody giving you anything. This is what you deserve.
Absolutely.
You deserve a job. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have a family. You deserve everything that you need. You deserve to have
and
it.
if you don't want a job, if you want to be your own entrepreneur, you can do that too.
You can set up your own business.
You can set up your own business. That's true. And we are all here to help you. That's what we all do for each other.
Right.
We serve each other. We help each other. We support each other because we want you veterans to really have the best of the best. And of course, we don't want to leave out the general population that are going to be helping the veterans. So all of you guys out there that want to have a job or that want to be an entrepreneur, you're listening to the right show. You really are, because we always give you support and nuggets that you can use in your business or in your life as soon as you walk away from the show. So Tova, what about female veterans? what kind of things what do they do when they're in really quickly, and when they get out, do they have the same kind of problems and opportunities and issues?
Yes, they do, Diana. They do have opportunities. We work with other organizations that partner with us in helping them get through that process, where sometimes it's a struggle for women also when they come back, and jobs may not be as readily available that for women, but we direct them on the right path of getting the job opportunities that are out there for women. Yeah. And whatever their needs are, we will direct them to the right resources.
Well, I know that I've seen a lot of women veterans groups. And, some of the women's veterans group I'm connected with in my social media. So I've been reaching out to them, and it's just amazing how they are so just energetic, enthusiastic about helping each other. And, one gal, I think her name was Christine. She might be listening. If you are, hi, Christine.
Hey, Christine.
Hey, Christine. Hey. So she was just so... She says, all of my social media is veterans. The only thing I do is help veterans. And I'm going,
that's so strong.
Really live this. So what an amazing thing that she's doing. Congrats. High five, Christine. So, but anyway, I wanted to, because I my heart goes out to both men and women. But I'm just kind of figuring out, how do women survive if they're homeless, if they're... Everybody has the same problem, but women, I don't know. But I'm glad you heard Michelle. I'm glad that Michelle said they're not going to be homeless in the next 15 years. By year
2015.
That's next year.
That's next year. There's some major programs that's coming about. I mean, it's going to be a task because I think you got to be mentally ready for it. Yeah. But at the same time, there are people that's mentally ready, that wants to be in a home, that has a family that's homeless, that needs that hand. Come grab me by my hand and show me my door, my key, where I can be strong, where I can do like everybody else is doing. And that's the key.
Where I can make a contribution, where I can support somebody else because they're supporting me. So those veterans want to work. They want to support people. They want to be out there making a contribution.
Hey, you look at like
this. They've made a huge contribution.
Yeah, we was in the, being in the service is a job.
Yeah, it is.
Only different is it's a 24-hour job to a degree. To come back and to work 8 hours.
And it's a lot more life-threatening than any other job that we could ever have.
Hey, that's so true. Hey, I think veterans they just want an opportunity.
Yeah.
They just want to feel that they have something to offer, and they just looking for a company to give them an opportunity to show that they can make it happen.
That's right.
That's the key.
So if you were to give me the top 3 things that we can do, meaning we, all of us, can do to help veterans, what will those top 3 things be that we can do to help a veteran?
Well, I would say, one, let's start this weekend by coming out and supporting our veterans because you can get a actual view. You can talk to veterans. You can find out exactly what he or she needs. So what better way to find out what a veteran needs than to ask a veteran?
Right.
I'm a veteran myself, but I feel pretty fortunate. But, all veterans are not fortunate. Number one, they want an opportunity.
Yes.
They want people to understand that, hey, I'm human. I can work. Just give me an opportunity to let me come out and work. But at the same time, there are some veterans that have some opportunities. Can an employee set up a development program?
Right.
He might have to go see his doctor, once or twice a month. Let's give them that opportunity to go see a doctor to make them better. Because if you build a strong foundation in that employee, you got an employee for life.
You do.
So I think if we can do those things, we can understand the veteran, we can help the veterans, and we can make them succeed in whatever they can do.
Yes.
And that's the key.
Absolutely.
Is to help them succeed.
Help them succeed. So the top thing is coming to the event. Help them succeed. I forgot the third one.
And the third one is no, that's all right. Is that we got to have a program that we can understand the needs of veterans.
Okay.
You know, there are a lot of veterans coming back, and you know, you hear it all in the media. Sometimes it scares you, but it's a thing that, you know, the veterans, if they need help,
Okay.
you know, we got to give them help. We got to
do.
allow them time. So in their healing process,
We do.
We got to help them
We
heal.
got to help them. And you guys are helpful. You guys have been so helpful. You guys are just a dream come true when it comes to veterans. So
Yes.
I want to,
Thank you,
we're about to
Diana.
close out. I want to have you guys take another opportunity to just say when the event is and where they can reach you. If they have any questions, is there a link that they can go to sign
Yes.
up for the event?
Yes.
Just give us quickly in the next.
Okay, well, once again, it's the second Veterans Economic Summit, and it's going to be at 17400 Victory Boulevard in Van Nuys, California, which isn't far. And it's going to be from 10 to 2. And if you have any questions, please do give us a call, 818-881-8618.
And we'd like to make a challenge to all companies. We still have some exhibitor booths available. You know, give us a call. Tova just gave you the number, or go on www.vaga.us, and there's a button that you can click on to the event, and it'll take you to the registration page. You know, come out, help us support our veterans.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
please do.
Well, wow, you heard it right here on Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. And I just want to support them and say whatever you can do to help a veteran and to get them out on August 2nd. What an amazing amount of things that they will come across, you know, jobs, food, great, training, life skills, and so many great prizes and giveaways, and a $500 STEM scholarship.
That's right.
I think that's for one person.
Yes.
That's only one person gets that. So thank you for being with us today. I want to also remind any of you veterans or any of you business owners or people that are just kind of straddling the fence and you're looking for a new opportunity. I want to invite you to a webinar on August 8th. I will be doing this webinar live, so I don't want you to miss it. On August 8th at 12 noon, that's a Friday. And the webinar is going to be called Putting Your Powerful Thoughts to Profits. So all the things that you know, your skills and your talents, I'll be walking you, I'll give you the blueprint, how you can use your gifts, your talents to create massive money for yourself, to create a life that you probably deserve. That you do deserve. So thank you for being with us today. We'll be telling you a little bit more about our webinar as we come up. And please mark your calendars on August 2nd for the Veterans Economic Summit.
That's right.
August 2nd, Van Nuys.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. We'll see you next Tuesday on Diana's Spicy Business Talk. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you.